All right, hey there. I'm going to take you on a quick tour of the new Point Sheet 2.0 templates. I'm going to show you how to access that and just take you on a quick walkthrough. This is a basic point sheet. I've taken out the data collection part just to get this first version out there. So when you get the link to this quick website that I've made that has some of the other data trackers on there, you're going to see the new point sheet at the top. Click on that image and you'll be asked to make a forced copy. So you're going to click on that button and then it'll load up for you. When it loads up, I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit so you can see it better. When this loads up for you, you'll see that I've filled out the first point sheet and just put some stuff in here as an example. I try to lock down parts of the point sheet so that you couldn't accidentally change some of the formulas. So when you see this, let me go to a blank one. You're going to see that this is empty. When you go to set up your students, you'll type in a name here, put in their current behavior level, and you'll see that the theme color changes to the color for that point sheet. As you start putting points in, those are going to automatically calculate for you. Oops. Alright, so once you have all the points in for that interval, you'll see that they calculate. They also add up down here based on possible points and give you your percentage and tells you in real time if they've met their day or not. So if this student, let's say, has a really rough math period, you can see that that percentage dropped to 77. Their point criteria for level 3 is 80, so it's an unmet day. And if we change this point sheet level to 2, you'll notice that now their criteria is at 75%, which matches our level 2, and it changes it to a met day. In here, if you change behavior credits, you can change it to any number and nothing's going to happen, but if you do change it to 0 because they happen to lose all their credits for the day, you'll get this notification that they've lost or they have an unmet day due to their behavior credit loss. Up here at the turnaround points, any amount of points that you add up here is going to total here in their total points and help them improve their met day percentage. Over here on the side, you can put in your comments like you normally would on a paper point sheet. There's also this column for prompts. So let's say Mary got 5 prompts, 6. You'll notice that they also color code automatically. So if I put in 10 prompts, you can quickly visually tell which intervals the student needed more prompts. And then you can keep track of that participation over here. There's also little check boxes for the bus report, and let's say her behavior objective is to follow directions. Alright, and some of her strategies are to, we'll say, mute myself, resume, and we'll just put use cool off. Okay. One of the nice things about this, if I go to print the point sheet for the day, I've set it up so that it prints pretty decently to a standard sheet of paper. So that'll help you out if you get to a situation where you want to give a paper copy printout to send home. So these point sheets, there are 10 of them here for each of your students. It's important that you leave the PS1 and the numbers here alone and don't change those because a lot of the formulas are tied to this PS9 and PS8 to the code there. So if you rename it as a kid's name, for example, it's going to mess up some of the formulas. So just leave that alone. If you come over to your schedule, now this is one of the cool features of this. You will add in your class number here, and if the only thing that really goes to is the support sign-in, you'll notice that it automatically puts in your classroom number over here. But if we come back to the schedule, there's a reference box here, and this is going to show you all your students to their point sheets to help you start memorizing that and give you their current levels. over here, today's Thursday, so I'm going to go in and add, let's say, science and history. All right, so this schedule is what you're going to put in anytime, and you can change it anytime you want. But what it's doing is there's a formula that grabs today's date and the day of the week. And if you come back to the point sheets, it's going to it knows that today is Thursday, and it puts your Thursday schedule in here. So tomorrow at Friday at midnight, it'll change this over to Friday schedule automatically. So you don't have to put these intervals in every single day for every single class anymore. You just put it in one time for the schedule, and if there's a special event, you can change it here, and it's going to show up on everybody's point sheet for that day. So the one workaround, if you have a related service, let's say you have a language, individual language session here, I would just drop down to an empty your next empty interval and put it in the comment section as what it's for. You can't really add it in here because this is locked in as a formula. So just put it in the comments and give them their scores here, and everything will still add up fine. So the last part is looking at the class view. Now I've only entered 2 students. You'll notice that if you don't put any scores in, it's going to show the student is absent. Mike and Mary both have met days. Let's go back to Mike here, and let's change some of those points. All right, so now Mike's got an unmet day. You can see some comments in here for him, and a few more of these details. But if I come back to the class view, you can actually keep this class view loaded on one of your tabs, and watch how your students are progressing during the day. It'll show you that in real time their total points that they have right now, and whether they're currently have a met or unmet day. So that you can use this to help you kind of track throughout the day, track your whole class, all 9 or 10 students, and see who needs a little bit more support or a little follow-through to help them during the day. You can also see that the real-time prompts and their participation are down here too. So if you notice that a student's got really low participation, you'll be able to reach out to families by being able to catch that data. And then their behavior objectives are also copied. So this entire table, you don't do anything at all to it. It grabs all this information off the point sheets as you're putting them in. And this whole thing is just locked down. It's just simply for you to view. It's a dashboard for you to look at to see your entire class at one time and see a snapshot. So I hope this helps you guys out. If you have any questions, please let me know.